Well, thank you very much for taking a look at the videos today. I'm going to post up a slideshow here just to give you an idea of how to install a RB1 head unit from a 2007 Town & Country and install it into my 2002 PT Cruiser, replacing the factory AM/FM single CD and cassette deck with an upgraded factory option unit from a Signature Series Edition Town & Country, piecing it together from a scrapyard find. It's a nice little unit. It has a 5-disc CD changer. It has a NAV function to it as well. And it also has the option here to add in a Bluetooth and UConnect mirror. So this is the steps I've done to install this into my car. I found this in a scrapyard, and unfortunately someone had already been into it and removed some components and damaged the wire harness in the process. So this is just to see if I can put it together and to see if it will actually function in the car. Using the radio control module and UConnect mirror and the wiring harness I repaired and modified from the Town & Country for a better fit into the PT Cruiser itself. The unit was missing the GPS antenna, the NAV disc, but the main features I'm really interested in is the UConnect for pairing Bluetooth. The larger display CD changer is a nice addition into the package as well. I think it'll look good in the vehicle. At some point in my travels, I hope to come across the NAV disc and perhaps an antenna and get those items working. I know they're outdated, but it'd be a nice get to have that as a functional feature. Other than the UConnect mirror and the wiring, the module, this is a pretty straightforward job. Sourcing power from the constant power point located next to the radio for the UConnect mirror and module itself. This was the simplest solution. It seemed to be what was recommended online as far as doing research was concerned. Says you have to run a power line from the fuse box itself. Using the Town & Country as a reference, I ran the harness under the passenger side dashboard and tucked the module behind the glove box itself. Ran the wiring up the windscreen pillar. You have to remove the trim and you have to drop the headliner just a little bit to do that. I did put everything together and just make sure everything was functional, kind of a trial fit, and we can see that it seems to work well. I then tested the components before buttoning up the work just to make sure everything was nice and easy to do. You can see it's straightforward to pull the mirror down. That's of course the UConnect mirror. It's got an auto dim feature as well that seems to be separate in the mirror itself. So they've got two pins on there, or two plug-ins. One is for the actual UConnect of the phone features. The other one is actually for the features that would be attached for doing the auto dimming. So again, we just pulled that side panel off, loosened the headliner up top just to get a little excess to it. I actually just went ahead and just pulled the sun visor off as well, again just so it's easier to move the wiring around. Tucked everything up into the original wiring, used twist ties, seemed to do quite well, so no major issues there. Followed it down into the dashboard, and again, nice easy clean install there. Pulling the kick plate and a little bit of the panel off in the dashboard there, a couple screws, very easy. Again, we just tucked it behind the dashboard and fed it down below. We'll see on the next slide there. So you can see the wiring gets tucked in there. Moving right along, we pulled the kick plate off. Pulled the carpet back and pulled the panel down that's below the dashboard and just ran the wiring up into there. And you see there we've got the plug-in ports for the module, so we're going to go ahead and plug that in the little module box. Now this one also has the optional plug-in if I want to put an auxiliary in or a CD player, not a CD player, a DVD player, which I'm not going to do, but you never know, down the road something might come across. Just went ahead and tested the UConnect. It's functional. Everything seems to be good, tied in nicely. I think it's a nice period piece, and it doesn't look like it's an add-on. It looks like something from factory. So now I'm going to add in the auto dimming feature to the mirror. So this is pretty straightforward. Now on this one, it was out of the luxury van or the Highland feature, so it would have had some additional tie-ins for tilting the mirrors down. We're not going to do that with the PT Cruiser. All we're going to do is get the auto dim feature functioning, so if someone rides up behind you with the high beams on, it'll dim automatically. So again, you can see there's the lower pin there is the plug-in for the radio, and the 7-pin, or the longer one there, is the one for the actual dimming features with the mirror. First one's the power, second one's the ground, and the other one's the one you hook up to the backup lamp. The other three, I'm assuming, are for the additional mirrors on the exterior. I plugged it into the upper console, and I used the power point, or the yellow wire, for the sunroof, which is not constant. It comes on when the ignition is in position, so it's nice on that one. It's not going to be running all the time. And again, tested everything out, seemed to flow nice and worked great. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Hope it helped out a little bit.